The fifth graders at sea set up a trout tank to learn about the fish, how they related to our betta fish, and how they can help us understand water environments.
We picked trout because we wanted to study, learn, and watch them grow up. We learned how and what to do to keep the trout healthy and alive. Before the trout came, we learned about their body parts and what type of water they needed. We also learned the importance of pH, ammonia, nitrates, and temperature, and how it all plays into healthy habitat.
Trout start as eggs. The eggs like to be in gravelly area. The next stage is the alvin. They sometimes get trapped in rocks, they can't swim, and their egg sacs keeps them from floating away. They feed from their egg sacs. The next stage is a fry. They are vulnerable. At this point, they lose their yolk sac. They still can't swim. They like to hide in shallow water with lots of weeds. The next stage is the fingerlings or parr. Once the fingerlings get stripes, they become parr. The next stage is a juvenile. It is an adult that is too young to spawn. The final stage is the adult. They eat other baby trout. They lay their eggs and fall.
All kinds of trout, not just rainbow trout, have specific needs to survive and thrive in their ecosystem. Our trout need an incredible amount of oxygen to survive. They need really cold water and dark spaces, which we imitated with a water chiller to cool the water and a styrofoam covering to imitate the dark. We also placed the aquarium in a corner of the room without much light.
Rainbow trout like cold water. Rainbow trout are predators and will eat almost anything that they can catch, including insects and small fish. The scientific name for rainbow trout is Oncorhynchus micus. Most adult rainbow trout weigh around 27 pounds. Trout begin spawning at the age 3 to 4. Rainbow trout have lived in every continent except Antarctica. This is what the setup looks like at our school. You'll notice the aquarium is covered with styrofoam on the top and sides to provide insulation and keep the water at a steady temperature of 50 degrees.
We frequently test the water in the aquarium to make sure it meets standards for chemical analysis. When we test the water, we take 5 milliliters of water from the fish tank. Then we add the testing solution and do what the instructions say to do and see what the levels of ammonia, nitrates, and pH levels are. We do these tests because if the water is not right, our trout can die, which is the opposite of what we want.
The trout tank needs covering because in the wild, a trout's habitat is dark and cold. The covering uses styrofoam, which acts as an insulator in this case, so the trout can stay cold, creating a great habitat for the trout.
Trout in the Classroom helps us fifth graders learn about how to keep our trout alive and teach us how trout live their lives. The Trout in the Classroom also teaches us about indicator species and helped us practice having responsibilities, especially because the trout are delicate.
Why trout? Trout are indicator species and eat clean water microbates. They cannot survive in dirty water, so they indicate whether a lake is clean or not based on the health and pollution of the trout. Also, trout are endangered species, so we want to help them revive in the environment. Humans cause trout to die by destruction, pollution of their habitats, and overfishing them. Now we need to revive the trout, or trout will face extinction.
We chose to study aquaponics for our inquiry project. We wanted to see what would happen if we created a closed-loop system with the addition of plants.
For the aquaponics study, we use betta fish. Aquaponics uses the fish waste combined with the water in the aquarium to grow plants. The water contains nutrients that help the plants grow, and in turn, the plant cleans the fish's water.
Our betta fish aquaponic tank is generally doing better than the trout tank with water quality. When comparing chemical analysis of trout water to aquaponic water, the aquaponic water is healthier. The reason this happens is because in the aquaponic tank, we have plants with roots in the water. These roots filter the water, which improves the water quality for the betta.
With the betta fish, we found out that the water levels are better in the tank for the betta. That might be because we only have one betta fish and we have 150 rainbow trout. In the betta fish tank, there are plants, and the plants can clean the water. We learned that the ammonia from the tank helps the plants grow and clean the water. Then the water goes back in the tank, and the water in the tank is clean.
We have found that the levels of ammonia, nitrate, and nitrates in the aquaponics tank are better than the tap water at our school. The plants at the top of the tank really made water better and healthy. If we could find a plant that could stand in really cold water, plants would deal with a lot of the problems we experience with our trout tank. If we could add plants to the trout tank, what would the levels of chemicals be?
The fifth graders learned how to take care of the trout by doing things. Like testing the water levels, feeding them, and some of the fifth graders even got the chance to do water changes. The fifth graders also learned that the indicator species are important because they make a big impact on the environment. It's important to have people educated about indicator species so we can keep the environment clean for generations. We learned how the nitrogen cycle works and how fish play an important part by making the ammonia. We also learned that without stocking, the trout population would die out because they would not survive.